Okay, this is a quick recap on the pound dollar trade. I actually got in at around this level around here. There was this nice price action bar. We had an engulfing bar by here, and I placed my entry at this point, and my stop just beneath this stop on area. Yeah. Before I go start scrolling to the right, I just want to cover this pattern here again. So we had the entry cheese, we had the equity in this level, we had the level structure quite clear. This was on the around the 26th of April. Following the breakout into the lower levels, we had the stop entries taken out. So that would have created more buys in that area, but price kept going down, and we had the W pattern appear. We also had our convergence on the on the signal that we're looking for prices to go up. So this was currently a bearish bar on the monthly, and we were looking for the place to go along. So price kind of re-entered into this level. I missed the opportunity down here, but the final signal, once we've found the level and the structure, we have the liquidity, we see the entry cheese, we wait for the stops to come out. We then look for the convergence on the long. We see the W pattern appearing, and around this area that we see around here, there is potential to actually get into the trade. What we see looking for as the final convincing indication is that engulfing pattern, and we can see that quite clearly just by these two bars here. You have a nice strong indication of price being pushed up. We've also got highish volume in this area. When you look to the left of it, it's quite low, and then we get that peak appearing. So all the signals were there. This was a good trade to get into. I was a little bit late getting into the trade, but I was quite comfortable with that because we had this nice pullback in this area and this really strong indication of buying going on in this area. So we also had another engulfing bar. It was just crying to me, get into this trade. So I got in around this area. But what we started to see as time went on was this compression area. So price came up to this kind of level that we got here. Buyers were sellers were coming back in at this area, which was pushing price down, and then all of a sudden we're starting to see liquidity around this area, but also liquidity around this area, so that it was really getting tight in this, and we saw the breakout. So as we start to scroll to the right, what did we see? I think this is a bear trap, what we see here. So it actually took out all these traders that were in the wrong direction. So we had the buyers come in. There was almost like a shakeout, and took those stops. More liquidity came in. Also fired off a few more stops in here. So there was sellers in the market, and then what happens? Price starts to go up. So we're in this area. We have a pullback again. Again, if we were late into getting into this, we could have got into here as well. But I placed my stop beneath this stop hunt down here, and it didn't trigger the stop for me. So it kept on going up and down again in this area, and there's a bit of resistance for a while. And whilst all this going on, is just sit there and let it play out, basically. So what happens next? Price started to fly up, broke this kind of level that we got here, went up, and I started to look for signs of price going sideways again. We didn't really see it until wait for it. Here we go. So we started to see price. Now what I did at this point was it's not quite so word that parabolic. There's structure within that. So this was starting to look like a flag, and what you tend to see in the flag is you'll get this upward movement by here. Just draw it in. So I was still in the trade at this point, and as we go to the left, the right, when we start going here. Okay, so well, at this point, I'm like, okay, definite flag. We can see this resistance area here, and what I did at this point was I was looking for what I thought was whenever you see this pattern, I just shrink down, take a copy of that line, copy it, drag it to this level, and we could potentially see price go all the way up there. So I was waiting for price to break that level, and then I'll move my stop into that kind of area. So here we go. So what did I do? I just delete these things. I'll leave that one there actually because we'll see where price got to. Get rid of that one. I shifted my stop. Bear me. So it was to around about here. So at this point, where are we? Here's the trade. Let me show you back up again. So it was around about here that I was in, and I'd locked in 120 pips at that point. So price kept going up. By this point, sorry, got to here. Just by here, we're now into the 1st of May. I've been in work all day, and I just thought, you know what? First day of the month, I always see randomness around this. I'm just going to get out. So I quickly escaped the trade. It was around about this here. So if I again take my thing and approximately 180, 190 pips on that one trade. A similar thing happened on the pound Aussie, exact same pattern, and I got about 120 pips on that. So for the week, a very good week, approximately 300 and something pips, and I'm out.